kid, I always liked playing with technology. I always enjoyed anything technical or anything like a Game Boy or anything like that. And then we discussed, home PCs and stuff. Well, that was born when I was very little, in that my dad's friend actually built us our home PC. And he actually opened the sides off and discussed with me, and this is me, like preteen, what each part did and its role. And at the time, I was just, mesmerized, but like these electrons are doing stuff, and I continued to break it. And the guy had to come back and repair it many times because I was tinkering with it, right? So rather than I'm the kind of person that will play and see, cause and effect wise what would occur. This kind of, at the time, education wise, Jamie, you're probably the same. There wasn't much in the way from schooling, if you went through schooling in the 90s, to kind of accelerate that thinking, and especially in our area, it was quite poor. But I did manage to go to a technical college, which was great, and did a foundation degree in computer science. Nice. I had the opportunity to bump that to a full degree, but at the same time had applied via a family friend for a job at an organisation based about 30 miles from where we lived. And they took me on as a young, 19, 20, I think I was 20. And they were a startup. Shout out to Blue Chip. They've been bought now, but I was employee 99 at the time. They'd just moved into a new building. Wow. And if you've ever worked at a startup, it's the best experience you'll ever get, because there's not big processes to stop failure or big, huge organization that can ensure that things don't happen. Things do happen, but you learn really quickly and you adapt and you're nimble. I'm not going to use the word agile for those things. And the organization was moving away from break fix technology hardware to managed services and data centers. And I was there for 10 years, I think, in total. And I had numerous different jobs at Blue Chip, and it's now ServiceNow. They were bought, but I had a fantastic time. And the big thing there was the culture. It was because it was a startup and because it was almost family run, you just felt like people didn't want you to fail. It was a huge amount of togetherness. I'm still friends with a lot of people that work there now. And just awesome place to work at the time. But I felt like there was something missing, an itch needed scratching, and an opportunity showed itself in me doing a similar role, but for big enterprise. So big organizations, big global, national, international systems integrator knocked on my door and offered me a role at a company called CenturyLink. It used to be Savis. And they were like one of the first kind of private cloud organizations. And I was there for 5 and a bit years. That was a great experience as well. Really good fun. And the same thing, there was a small team that focused on cloud and that kind of technology rather than networking. And culturally, they're really similar to Blue Chip, actually. Although they were enormous, there was a culture of togetherness, and there was people that I worked with. They know who they are. The likes of JB Tyler, I'll probably tag him in this now. Adam DeVal, Amit Dalvi. Those people are still in a WhatsApp group with them as well, because they're just lovely human beings, but also really know their shit as well, which always helps. Yeah, which always helps. But no question was a stupid question, and they were happy to engage and talk to you and talk about the industry and the sector. And they've all gone on to have fantastic careers elsewhere as well. And then as the pandemic was ramping up and then ramping down, I was looking for more of a public cloud specific role from an advisory perspective. And there was a couple of organizations I really admired. I don't know if there's I know Spotify's a big one, right? From a digital tech perspective, right? There's loads. So there's a handful of those kind of organizations I really admired. One of them was Cloudreach. So born in a pub in London, everyone knew it. I actually listened to the podcast. One of the reasons I reached out to Jez and Dave Chapman at the time was because of the podcast for a role at Cloudreach, and I'm not ashamed to admit that either, and stepped into a role at Cloudreach within their advisory group, and it's great. It's been a great place to work. And the last year, everyone's who knows me has seen, or knows the organisation, has seen that they were acquired by Atos,